Desk. And did you enjoy the new intro? That was a surprise to me. Colton has been hard at work. We have a lot of fun on the news, and here's the thing about the news. It's all good news here at the River, and the breaking news is that the River Church and those churches affiliated with the West Kentucky Revival killed it with the Emerging. We had over 70, probably closer to 100, but I only have the names of a little over 70 volunteers who made that happen. We had anywhere from 300 to 475 people each service at the Emerging. God did some amazing things. And guess what? It's only January the 16th, and we have already baptized 102 people. And the testimonies rolling in of what God did in the pool is amazing. Pretty awesome. Now, if you don't know what the structure is of the pool, and for those who don't know, we do have a swimming pool in our sanctuary. And it takes a lot to make that happen. Now, most people don't have a problem with a baptismal in their facility, but we just needed a bigger place because one at a time wasn't getting it. So that's why we have the pool. Colton Edwards oversees the chemicals and making sure it's nice and warm and toasty and clean. He does a fantastic job of that. And then Pastor Clint Hopper from Voice of Faith is actually over the pool, making sure to work with the volunteers and the leaders and baptizing or assigning people to baptize. He's over that. And then you have people that are praying for folks before they get in. You have those that are actually in the pool dunking the folks. You have people outside with warm towels. Isn't that a handy little thing? Covering them. And so when I say 102 people have been immersed, have been baptized, God's doing miracles, I also want to say that is 204 pieces of clothing that's being laundered by our volunteers. That is over 102 towels. So if you take over 300 garments that are being laundered in just 16 days, that is a lot of water and detergent, people folding and preparing. What good news it is that we have people that so believe in what God's doing that they partner with that. It also is just a lot of planning on who's going to be there on registration. Donna Cook, I give you a shout out, girl. She's from Voice of Faith, and she is awesome at doing the registrations. Debbie is the one who plans who's going to be in the pool. Amber's leading up the prayer ministry. It's just good news all around when it comes to the West Kentucky Revival. So thankful for that. So we're coming out of the Emerging. We had all of the fivefold ministry represented. We had people from maybe over 11 states, 11 at least, in 2 countries. So way to go on what God did for that. And if you haven't seen what Prophet Jeremiah Johnson put out, go to his page, or you may be able to find it on our page and see that. Now, Bishop Lance Johnson came in swinging last night, and guess what? We had an altar full of people either rededicating their lives or being saved last night. We had 7 baptisms just last night. And tonight he's coming back again with a message of power that Jesus saves, heals, sets the captive free. That starts at 7 o'clock. Come out at 6:15 when we start praying. We've got a special guest on stage tonight as well, who's going to be on the stage singing. And since I haven't thought about it, I need to ask Mr. Colton if he can play the drums tonight. We don't have a drummer. That's just in. We'll see if he steps up to the plate tonight. Well, I love it that we also have Chelsea from Voice of Faith is going to be on stage, as well as our special guest that's going to be helping us out. So it'll be fun tonight. Listen, next weekend, get your clappers ready to hear who's going to be on stage. If you don't already know it, one of my favorite people to minister is Pastor David Edmondson. And some people want to know where he's from. He's from Flower Branch, Georgia, I think. Is it Georgia? Flowery Flowery Branch, Georgia, says the producer. And he's from Covenant Connections Church, if you want to check him out. He's got some books that he had at the merging and ran out. So I've asked him to bring those back for anyone who was not able to get a book. So that'd be next Sunday night at 6:30 and then 7 o'clock on Monday night as well. Now, let me tell you about the projects. Forever, it seemed like we were saying, okay, the men's bathroom is going to be done, the men's bathroom is going to be done, and the men would come and have to go in front of the church if they needed to use the restroom, but it's finished. And Colton has taken some pictures. Take a look at our new men's bathroom. Isn't that wonderful? So manly and beautiful at the same time. So thankful for John Tyler heading that up. And I don't know all the people that help, but I know David and Jake and Mike Bird and the church from Capitol in Princeton were all involved. And it did not get finished until like the night before the emerging, that huge event. I saw Jess Lear in there working. I saw people just going in and trying to get what they could get done. It was amazing. Pastor Bernie Starr had a vision for that as well, partnering with Pastor Jones. And I like how he puts legs on things. And sometime y'all need to look in the kitchen and see the barn doors there. If you haven't seen those are amazing. Now, the kitchen's locked, by the way. Now, this is good news because we only do good news on this channel. Typically, the kitchen's locked during service just to make sure everything is kept sanitary and clean. Nothing's hiding back there. And then if we're cooking, we would just want to make sure everything's sanitary. So that's not really a walk through to the kitchen, but I'm so thankful for those that have been working on that. There's more coming up. We're going to be putting some extra cabinets in there. So what other projects are coming up? You're going to start seeing some differences, some changes, because the next thing is that, have you noticed we've been working on the sanctuary? Not we, Diana Kirby and Pastor Bernie and all those people. I can't even name them all. The Kirbys, all of them really work on the sanctuary, but it's been getting painted and refreshened and renewed. And so the next thing Pastor Bernie told me was they're going to be painting the sanctuary. Have you seen how high those walls are? Do you know how many gallons of paint it's going to take? I'm not signing up for that personally. I'm sure they're going to have to use the lift to get up there, but painting the sanctuary is going to make it awesome. And I believe the emerging young adults had so much to do with painting the front of the stage and painting those doors. I'm telling you, if you see those guys and their leaders, Luke and Leslie, vote, you need to give them a round of applause, because not only are they working around the church, they're on fire. They have a lot of unity. It's the, I don't know, maybe ages 18 to, 30, 35, 29. I'm not sure right at this moment. But they do a lot of work. They did a lot of work at the merging. Lila and Dallas, all of them do such a great job. Caitlin. I have to give a shout out to Caitlin Simpson, by the way. I'm not sure she watches the news, but that girl can do anything. She can cook. She also does a lot with the computers and the sound, and shows up on time and early. Our band, which I have to give a shout out to, oftentimes, like on Sunday night, they're here usually an hour and a half early. They're staying late. We just have some dedicated people, and I love that. I love it. Let me tell you about something else coming up that's so good news. Amber Hackney does a class called Set Yourself Free. In a couple weeks, we're going to be starting a new one. I haven't talked to her, but I'm hoping that we're going to do a 4:30. And that will be every Sunday for 6 or 7 weeks at 4:30 in the chapel or in the prayer room. Let me tell you, people are set free from shame. Oftentimes their ears are open to where they can hear God. They're set free from rejection. They learn how to walk out a walk of faith. It's amazing. And so the signups are going to be coming pretty soon, or you can talk to Amber if you want in on that class. And you don't have to be a part of the river. You can come from anywhere, really, and be in that class. There are a limited number of seats, but I think her class usually ranges from 10 to 22 people. So if you haven't been in that class, or if you need a refresher, please join that. we would love to have you in there. Let me cover the services that we have here at the river, because we're not always clear on that. Sunday morning, Pastor Jones preaches a wonderful message. Didn't y'all enjoy yesterday morning's message? Last Wednesday night, he's preaching things along with our Bible reading that we're doing. And before I start in that Bible reading, if you haven't picked up your devotion, these are provided by the Mensers. And the one we're currently on runs December through February, but you can still pick it up. It's a little bit of a in your day. They've got some interesting, and they're pretty short. Let me see if I can show it to you. Like, this is one day, just half of this one page. That's easy to do. Plus, we're doing our Bible reading. We're in Matthew right now, and it's usually 1 to 1.5 chapters a day. I pass that out, but I am not the originator of the schedule, even though I kind of formatted it. And one of the things I didn't notice is that we're missing chapter 28. You have to read chapter 28. It's only like 20 or 21 verses. So add that to your schedule, or you can go to totheriver.com/Bible and download a new PDF or print out a new schedule for the Bible reading. So the messages are going along with the Bible reading. And one thing you may not realize, because Pastor Jones talks a lot about when he graduated, he wasn't able to read very well at all. But as he became a believer and he applied himself to the Bible, he's one of the most learned men of the Bible. One of the things I love to do with our lead pastor, sit down and say, what do you think about this scripture? Or especially if it's around David, he really loves that. But the wisdom that comes out of him is amazing. So we're getting to benefit from that Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. Put a like down here or make a comment on your favorite thing that he's taught in the last couple weeks. Now, 2 weeks ago, I taught on the introduction of Matthew. This Wednesday night, Pastor Jones is going to continue with his teaching Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. And then the following week, I'm going to do an intro to Mark. So we're just staying along. If you want to learn the Bible, stay with us, follow this plan. And if you can't get here for the services, listen online. So Sunday mornings at 10:30 and 7 p.m. on Wednesdays are our regular services. Now, I know that other pastors and churches have kind of moved their services to the West Kentucky Revival, Sunday night at 6:30, Monday night at 7, but we also have transformed. It's not just, we no longer have like a river service on Sunday night. We are coming together in a conglomerations of believers to have revivals, to host the presence of God, to see what He wants to do. On Saturday mornings at 8 o'clock, we have prayer here in the sanctuary, and it only lasts for about an hour. It's pretty awesome. And then we have youth group. Pastor Joanne leads the teens at the Damascus Roadhouse at 7 o'clock. Pray for them if you think about that. Ages 12 through seniors, that group is on fire for the presence of the Lord. It is amazing their tenacity and their boldness and their genuine love for God and for what He has to say. They have a love, too, to stay in purity. So I love that. And they meet down there at Damascus Roadhouse at 7 o'clock on Wednesdays, but they're also involved in revival and Sunday morning service, a lot of them. They feed the children down there starting on Wednesdays from 5:30 to 6:45, ages 2 through 18. So parents, you don't even have to cook. You can run by and get a sack lunch from the Damascus Roadhouse if it's 2 and up, or the teenagers can be dropped off early to eat and hang out a little bit before their regular service time. Let me check and make sure that I have gotten everything. Pastors Connect is going to be today. We're getting back online with those. Pastor Jones should be back with you at 3 o'clock. Pastor Clint Hopper does Pastors Connect at 3 o'clock on Tuesdays, and Pastor Allen on Wednesdays at 3 o'clock. And let me see any more breaking news right here. I think I've got it all. Tell you what, I love you guys so much. Hope to see you tonight at 7 o'clock. Check us out on totheriver.com. You can text any questions to 270-339-4410. Or if you want information about West KY Revival, go to www.westkyrevival.com. I'm Lisa Piper with Only Good News here at the River. I'll see you soon.